Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. This show today, oh my gosh, viewer discretion is advised. Yes, I'm going to say that right out there because we are going to talk about some hard-hitting things, and I'm going to pull absolutely no punches. And just know on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me. So you've been warned. Let's get started. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. Look, we all know what's going on in the government right now. The crazy part that I have a really hard time wrapping my head around is we have a president that's fighting tooth and nail not to send food benefits to over 40 million people. And we have the Senate literally stopping us from opening the government because they don't want to extend tax credits to keep health insurance affordable for 20 million Americans. 20 million Americans could lose their health care because it just becomes unaffordable. And all the Republicans have to do is be like, yeah, we're going to continue those tax credits and continue to help people so that it's affordable. But Republicans don't want to do that. And we're talking about their constituents. We're talking about people in red states that will lose their health insurance. And the part about it I just don't understand is how is no Republican leadership stepping forward and going, this is insane. This is crazy. What are we doing? You know, we have the House, we have the Senate, we have the White House. We're in charge of the government. And yes, I know you need a few votes from the Democrats, but they're not in charge. They don't run the White House. They don't run the Senate. They don't run the House. You're in charge. Republicans, you're in charge. So you sit down at the table, you go get the votes, and you move on and you open government. But that's not what this is about. It can't be just about that, because surely you're not objecting to giving people a better deal on their health insurance, because health insurance costs are exploding and people can't figure out how they're going to pay for it as it is now. Many people have no idea how they're going to pay for health insurance. But what this is really all about, and it continues to be about, the Epstein files and how bad they are for the president. And why are the Republicans protecting these people that hurt children? Make no mistake about it, you are protecting people that harm children. And yes, we know the president was involved. We all know. What we don't know is to what degree. It's in the report. But that's why we're out. That's why millions of people are being affected. That's why airports are going to start to close, and they are starting to close. All because Trump doesn't want the information coming out on just how despicable he was. That's what this is all about. Tell me how this makes sense. Tell me why everyone in the Republican Party is still down for this. How can you be down for not putting out a report that outs these people that harmed children? How does this make any sense to me? How despicable can you be as a Republican? Well, how can you sit there and just use excuses not to open the government? Well, we can't get 5 votes from Democrats. Really? You have the entire government shut down because you can't get 5 votes. Bullshit. That's complete and utter bull. Anyone that believes that is an idiot. You are dumb as hell if you think that's the reason. The whole reason is the House doesn't want to go back into session. The House has been out of session for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Why? Why are they not even working? Why are they not even while the government is down? Why aren't they're getting paid? You're getting paid. Why aren't you sitting down and working? Oh, yeah, because we got to protect the president from the Epstein files. The Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files. Everything is about the Epstein files and the president trying to hide his involvement with harming children. Yeah, we can't see those files. We're still having to wait for those files. Why? Why? And why are Republicans, why aren't you screaming at the top of the hill? All Republicans, every single Republican should be screaming from the tallest mountain, release the effing files. Release them now. But I don't hear any of you saying anything. Here children were harmed, and you're still not saying anything. That's why your entire party, all of you Republicans, are just so full of shit. You're just so full of it. I don't want to hear anything you have to say about anything because you're willing to stay silent about your own party protecting people that harmed children. Yeah, it literally just ew. It makes the whole Republican Party just effing ew. It makes you gross. It makes you disgusting. Because you are now part of it. The fact that you're not in the streets saying, release the files right now. We got airports shutting down. We got, people at risk. We got, the people that aren't getting paychecks, that are suffering, all because we're protecting pedophiles. Congratulations, Republicans. You now stand for the party that protects pedophiles. Congratulations. Let me know what you think in the comments. Welcome to the Dray Way. I told you it was going to be rough. You ain't seen anything yet, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up, if you can handle it. Who on earth is buying a house in 2025, 2026? Who is that stupid? Who is that dumb? If you're working for a corporation, if you're working for a company, and you're going to sign a 30-year note, you think you're going to be working for that company for 30 years? I can assure you, you're in all likelihood not. There's a 90-some% chance that ain't happening. So why are you signing on a 30-year note, when you have no idea where you're going to be working at? Because if you think your job is secure in 2025, 2026, there's 150,000 people last month that thought their job was secure. Yeah. And you're going to sign on to a 30-year note for an expensive house, and you have a job? You work for someone else, and you think because you have a job that you're going to continue to have it? Man, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. And I don't know who thinks that's a good idea now, but all I can tell you is if you're thinking about buying a house and you have a job, you don't have your own business, you're not in charge of your own finances, you depend on an employer, and you're going to own a house in 2025, 2026, you're crazy. Because in all likelihood, over the next few years, many of you are going to lose your job. So please inform me, how are you going to pay for this house without a job? And if you do lose your job tomorrow, what are you going to do? Because there's a lot of people that will tell you, there's a lot of people that have been in the job hunt for months and months and months and months. And they will tell you it is really, really ugly out there. And you want to know the best part? Oh, here's the best part. The government's doing nothing to help you. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Here we have a record month last month where over 150,000 people were laid off. And you know what the government did? Yeah, nothing. Literally, they did nothing. So isn't that wonderful? You're going to sign, I'm going to buy a house, sign on the dotted line for 30 years for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you're truly not going to know if you're going to have a job 6 months from now, a year from now. And guess what? I hate to break it to you. Many of you are not. You are not going to be employed a year from now, 2 years from now. You're going to lose your job because that is what companies are doing right now. Companies are trimming the fat. Companies are getting leaner and meaner, and they're using AI in all kinds of new ways that they don't need you. I know, you think you're valuable. Well, there's 150-some thousand people last month alone that found out they're not that valuable. So yeah, you're going to buy a house in 2025, 2026? You're crazy. Yeah, because if you just work a job, yeah, there's no security in that job. That job. I have a job. Okay. Good for you. Are you going to keep that job? Are they going to still have a job for you? Because like I said, in 2025, 2026, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are going to lose their job. What is your plan then? Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. Well, didn't we just find out what I knew pretty much all along? Most churches are a scam. Yeah, most churches are a scam. They're a pyramid scheme. Most of them, not all of them. This woman has been doing an experiment, calling churches with a crying baby in the background, saying that the baby hasn't been fed since yesterday, and I desperately need formula. Can you help me? And she's been calling, Christian churches, and guess what? She's been turned away again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, what do you think we are, a charity? Yeah, I can't help you. And just hanging up on her. Yeah, that's the wonderful Christian churches, yeah, that are so caring, so loving. Yeah. Most churches, just so that we're clear, most churches are nothing more than a legal pyramid scheme. That's all they are. They're a pyramid scheme. The people at the very top make a lot of money. Oh yeah. And if you go to some of these churches, they have sound systems and sound gear and stages and all kinds of, big screen TVs and all, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of sound and equipment and all that. Where's that money coming from? That money's not being used to help anybody. That money is being used to make even more money. Yeah. It is just one big, giant pyramid scheme where the people at the bottom are supporting all the people at the top, and the few people at the top are getting rich. They're getting rich. Funny thing is, she called a mosque, and the mosque was helping immediately. I mean, immediately. The guy couldn't help fast enough. The guy couldn't do it. I mean, it was like night and day. The mosque, the guy at the mosque, he couldn't help out any faster. But all those Christian churches, yeah, most of them did absolutely nothing and offered absolutely nothing. And the reason for that is, like I said, most of them have nothing to do with anything other than just being a big giant pyramid scheme. Let's get rich at the top. Let's buy fancy stuff at the top. Let's make millions of dollars at the top. Let's have all these people on the bottom supporting all of us at the top. It's a legalized pyramid scheme. And that's why personally, I've been done with churches for a very long time. And this is clearly the reason why. They're not about community service. They're not even about doing kind things for the community or anything like that. It has nothing to do with what Jesus taught and his teachings or anything else like that. These churches are just about making money for the few people at the top. And it's really ruined the church experience for many of us. And this woman did a fantastic job at exposing these churches, that they're just money-making operations and they could care less about helping anybody in the community. But that's what these Christian churches are like. And these Christian churches want to make believe that, you want to be like us. No, I don't want to be anything like you. I don't want to be anything like you, and I don't want to have anything to do with your organization because you guys have been exposed. And yeah, you're nothing more than a pyramid scheme. Most of you, not all of you. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's a new Dray Way each and every day. Come back and see me again. Have a great day, everybody. Make today a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.